log in, but go ahead without me. I'll be good. I'll be there in a minute.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and the Big E's Fit Games and Expo show. We're here today to talk about one of the premier events that is taking place in Houston this year, June 4th. And I have with me in the room today several people that are the key individuals that are putting this together. So Ernesto, we got Adrian, James, and Cheryl. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And please, Ernesto, tell us a little bit about the crew and what you guys are doing to promote this event on June 4th.
All right. Well, this is my team, as with you included, Russ. We all pretty much have been in sports pretty much all our lives, and fitness has been our way of life. And so we all got together and created this vision of the event that we're starting, promoting and doing on June 4th at the Legends Complex, the Hot Bodies Fit Games. We got James, Adrian, and Cheryl, along with myself. And again, we all competed. You know, our love is anything having to do with fitness, but we were all in stage for a certain period of time, and we just wanted to create something to bring a bunch of different disciplines together and to give athletes a different experience to competing and enjoying fitness.
Well, and the thing about this event that I find so intriguing and so inviting, and I'm excited about, is the fact that it's not just bodybuilding, it's CrossFit, which is an entirely different segment of health and fitness. And then the strongman, which I've seen some competitions with strongman, and it's just amazing to see the different activities that they have that they're working on compared to CrossFit. And then also the thing that's really exciting is the football combine and the events that are going to be taking place for so many young athletes that are getting involved and engaged, and the opportunity for everybody to see what everybody else is doing. Or to have the football students, you know, people in school, imagine what it could be like to be on the stage or in a CrossFit gym or coaching or anything like that. So, what kind of activities, if you can kind of explain, some of the activities that people are going to walk through and see? Can you describe that to us, Ernesto?
Yeah, like you mentioned, you'll see different ages and different levels of athletes competing, from the novice, people that are just starting out, to, intermediate, to advanced, to people that are wanting to take it to a professional level.
Right.
So with the CrossFit, you'll see kids, at their 13, 14-year-olds competing. You'll see 50-year-olds competing. You'll see that same thing in the strongman. You'll see different ages, different builds, different. Then you have the kids with the combine. That's due to being a combine, it's only available for kids of the 13 years of age to the 18 years of age. But you'll have, again, different sizes, different levels. And when I say different sizes, because the strongman will be bigger than life. They'll be very big, huge males and females. The bodybuilders will be, sculpted and tan. And then you'll have the CrossFitters with, that's a whole different culture within itself, lifting and grunting and running and pull-ups. And then, with the combine, you'll have a structured athletic performance. So you'll see every aspect of fitness being demonstrated.
Now, before we started recording, we were talking about some of the vendors that are going to be involved and some of the sponsors of the event. And it sounds like now that interest is starting to build and things are happening, we got Cheryl all the way from Austin. She's connected. We just lost her connection today. So can you talk a little bit about who you're connecting with? And maybe, Adrian, are you reaching out? And James, what are you seeing out there, and what kind of questions are being asked about the event? Adrian's back. Awesome.
Yeah. Cheryl's back.
Cheryl, I'm sorry. Cheryl, you're back.
I'm back.
So they, the rest of the team can kind of give you a little bit more information as I go talk to them. They're the ones kind of dealing more with my sponsors, and can give you some of the names and some of the, the what they offer and what they're bringing to the table.
Okay, so I'm going to head to Austin first. Austin, Cheryl, what?
Yes.
So what are you excited about with this event, and what's your focus on primarily for the team?
Well, I'm excited in the aspect of something that you discussed, that this is going to hit a broader spectrum of people. As all of us have competed before, we understand that avenue and that route. Not everyone's in that world. There's many people that have never been to a bodybuilding show. There's a lot of people that go to support people, loved ones, family, friends, whatever it may be. And it can really be boring if you're not into that. But by adding, because it's just long, it's a long day, and they're not always on stage. So the person they're going to see has a brief amount of time that they're actually up there. But by combining all of these other events, it can draw a lot of people together to where there's a little bit of everything for everyone to view. So having it be an expo, I think that that's very exciting. And honestly, the pieces of what my focus is, it's really kind of what comes up at the time. I think everyone's got different things that they tackle. And, I kind of control the registration right now and the website, and still working with pulling in sponsors. I take a lot of phone calls because my number's the number that's being promoted. So taking a lot of phone calls just to answer questions on what's the closest airport. So it's really just kind of whatever comes up to help to make the event successful, because that's our goal.
Well, and I almost feel like, everyone here, with the exception of me, of course, is in help. I'm getting there. So, and I see this the last 2 months is almost like a marathon, because there's a lot of phone calls, there's a lot of conversations, there's a lot of meetings, there's lots of connections, engagement with the community, going out and an outreach program. So everyone on the team is going to have to do something to contribute to that. And it's almost like a marathon. I mean, you take your discipline that you've invested years in training, everything that goes along with that. So this is it. This is so exciting. And so how long have you been, tell us a brief story, Cheryl, about how you got started in health and fitness, and where did your journey take you to this day?
Oh, wow. So I've been a trainer since I was 21. So that's been 25 years. I'm from Ohio. I moved to Austin in '97. And when I moved to Austin, I actually dated a professional bodybuilder at that time. And when you date a professional bodybuilder, it's very easy to just live the lifestyle. My first time on stage, believe it or not, with these little guns, was as a bodybuilder, because they didn't have figure at the time.
Oh, wow.
They didn't have bikini. So I started competing as a bodybuilder, not because I really had the frame for it. I'm too tall. I'm 5'9.5", which you can't tell sitting down. But
right.
So that kind of got the love of it for me. And then from there, because all my family was in Ohio and I was here by myself, building a new life, I became certified teaching kickboxing, just all types of classes. But I've been in gym management for, I started working for a company in 2000 and managed a gym for 10 years. And so I just learned so many things from that. And that's just kind of carried on. James, Ernesto, and I do corporate wellness together as well. So every aspect of my life has some sort of, I did compete. My last show was Team Universe in July of 2012. So, and my goal was to make it to nationals, and I did. So, and I no longer compete and never have the desire to get back on stage again. So,
well, and that's fantastic. So leading up to this, you've had a lot of different experiences, a lot of activity, a lot of notoriety in the industry. So that's perfect for this team to be able to grow and expand and announce your brand, so to speak, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Adrian, tell us a little bit about your path to get here where you are today.
Well, I think we kind of touched on this a little bit before. I started my whole fitness and sports career as a swimmer. And when I quit swimming after 10 or 11 years of that, I just started working out in the gym. It's kind of just been my way of life. I did not work in gyms. I used to be an accountant and for a number of years before all of this. And then once I moved here about 4 years ago, I decided I wanted to compete. And that was kind of how I got involved in this whole aspect of it.
So you bring a unique personality to the group with your accounting background and part of the business. You know, I've noticed that.
An IT background, yeah.
Exactly. And thank you so much for being able to pitch in and help out and everything that goes along with that. So, James, you had a similar background, right, with the marketing aspect of it?
Yeah, I've actually, growing up, I was always athletic. And but I got a degree in marketing, and I played the corporate America role for about 12 years. And long story short of it, it basically became a job, and I wanted something different. And that's when I fell over into the personal training world and the fitness world. And I just kind of been doing it ever since. And joined this team probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and we've just been going at it. And the ideas that come to the table. The things that are drawn out of me by this gentleman right here, Ernesto. He's a very good role model on top of that. But the things that he has done to help me actually find out who I really am inside is really the thing that I like the most about all of this. The fact that we can all get along so well, the fact that we can bring all of our ideas to the table, and we all have the same type of patterns that were on the lines of what we're thinking about, and to all come together and get done what needs to get done for this particular show and just to blow it out. Right.
And I'm so excited to be associated with each and every one of you. And this is, Ernesto, you have a certain amount of you have a much longer history involved in the industry. I think you've been, I didn't hear accountant or any corporate enterprise in your background. So I'm expecting that.
You know what? This is luckily for me. I'm glad to say that fitness has been my job, my hobby, my passion, and my profession. I got degrees in exercise physiology, sports, a lot of accolades or whatever that really, for some people it's important. The thing of it is I'm lucky to do something that I love and wake up every day, wake up early morning every day to deal with clients and deal with people. But just like with the team here, that we all have different backgrounds. We all are from different areas of the United States. We have actually these two are from
same area.
Ohio.
James originally from Texas, but originally I'm from Puerto Rico, and we all have different cultural backgrounds or so, but we have fitness to kind of put us together. And then a vision of us trying to give that same passion of fitness and what it's done for us to other people. And the best way that we've kind of saw that happening was to promote and create an event like what we're doing.
So I have to ask everybody in the group here, I know that you've had this experience where you've been able to help someone along the way and change their whole life and their whole attitude towards life through exercise, eating right, health, and fitness. And so that's why I believe personally, this is what resonated with me when I first talked to Ernesto, is the ability to make an impact and a difference on so many lives is one of my missions. Make a dent in the universe. And no matter how big or small, if I can go out and make a difference in somebody's life every day, that's what brings happiness and joy to my life. And it feels like this team is aligned with that same goal. And when 3,000 people get in this facility and they have the idea that, hey, I can do that. It's possible. And they plant the seed that says, yes, I could do that. Everybody started with the first step. So I applaud each and every one of you for being part of this and contributing your time and effort and energy to make this happen. And I'm honored to be part of the team in accomplishing this goal. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that, we want to expand on beyond this and talk. I know that we talked earlier, Ernesto, about the international aspect of this. And the international aspect of this is only going to continue to grow. So getting involved early in this first event is going to be key to a lot of people's exposure.
Correct.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes. Very true.
So talk a little bit about the international aspect of how different areas of the world manage their competitions and what you would like to expand the event to be. Plant the seed for us.
Well, as of right now, it's very difficult in the different. I'll give you an example. In the different events that we have set up for this particular expo, you rarely see within the United States a international event or international athletes competing in those events. Most of the events, both for CrossFit, for strongman, and for bodybuilding, and even, especially with the combine, just being it's an American sport, you normally see American athletes competing and dominating into it. Now, these are all sports that have been taken by a lot of different nations and have very much interest in it. We are the founders of it and the ones that kind of dominate. So a lot of these countries want to come over, learn, have some kind of interaction with different people in the United States, as well as connections. So we have been able to do that and make it even greater by inviting and having different nations wanting to compete, in the event. Right now, like I said, we have Ecuador, Colombia, and Mexico, which is all our neighbors to the south.
Right.
We've had some interest with people in Canada as well coming in and competing in. So we'd like to see a little bit more of that because again, we still have that same language that we all speak, which is the fitness language, and we can all interact and work a little bit better at making it even bigger.
That's fantastic. I am inspired by this, and I'm humbled by the activities that you guys have going on and some of the efforts that are, and some of the things that are showing up. Cheryl, I'm sure that in your years of managing gyms and facilities, you see different people struggle, you see different people succeed, and it's almost a process. It's an evolution. So by doing this event early on and growing this idea that all of these people can come together, because you don't typically see all of these people coming together in a single show, and only one show on itself, like bodybuilding. There's a lot of downtime in between the actual shows and the people that you're there to support. It's not the same thing as going to some events, like an entertainment or a NASCAR or something like that. So adding the CrossFit, adding the strongman, and also adding the combine that's a brilliant plan. And so by adding all of these different people like myself that can go there and look at different aspects all in one place, I think that's a really powerful statement to general health and fitness, right?
Yes.
So what what kind of reaction are you getting when you walk into a gym and you share this information with them? What's been the response so far? Cheryl, you got any thoughts about that?
I haven't actually been a part of that. I believe that's
Okay.
been more, with me being in Austin, me going into gyms is not going to really be beneficial.
True.
So I believe that's mainly been Ernesto and Adrian that are taking the time to go to the facilities. So you might want to direct that question to them.
Okay, so Adrian?
We actually went to one of the gyms last night, and a lot of people, because we're a newer bodybuilding organization as well, they see our banners, they see the poster of the show, and they're inquiring. They want to know, what is this? What's going on? Some people, will come up and say, what is this expo? They've never been to an expo. They know of bodybuilding, they know of strongman, CrossFit, but they are unaware that these events are all being held at the same place, same time throughout the year. So we definitely get people that know the industry as well.
Right.
And people are like, oh, well, we've never heard of this show. What is this? What's going on? And the fact that we've added the football combine, which is something that's never been done at any of these expos, is something else that I think is sparking a lot of interest. Granted, that one's only for teenagers, but it's still another whole piece that people are like, well, wow, that's pretty impressive that you're able to do something like that. And I mean, people are showing a lot of interest.
They're also surprised that all these different, events, because again, combining the combine with all those different disciplines.
Right.
When you go, and then you touched on it before, we're all, the whole team is family people. Cheryl's got a little girl, Adrian's got a little boy, James is a father as well. We're all family people.
Right.
And when going into an event like that, you sometimes have the whole family coming in to support you, but there's, depending on what you're doing, let's say you're a bodybuilder. Well, your child might be interested, or he may have nothing to want to do with it, but he's still there to support you. They still have something for them to see and to plant the seed.
Right.
Because or even with the combine, let's say they can see other disciplines that they could either do in the future if by some reason they don't follow a football career.
Right.
So we're wanting to combine all these different disciplines so that there's an interest in something else.
Yeah.
Or what we call cross training, doing not just one discipline, doing many different disciplines to achieve a common goal. Our common goal is to put everybody together and create an event. For somebody, it might just be to create a better physically fit body. For other ones, it's to win or lift 600 pounds. Whatever those combine together, that's what we're trying to bring together.
I could very easily see, Ernesto, I could see a high school football student go over to the strongman competition or go over to the bodybuilding and say, that I want to do that, and that just propels them into a new dimension of what the exposure is going to help them achieve in their life, and it's setting goals, it's following through, it's the discipline of all this. And so I could very easily see all of these, going over, watching a, CrossFit competition, box wars, right?
Right.
The new thing that you're talking about, box wars. This hasn't been done before. This has not been done before. So who is this for? Who can attend? Talk a little bit about who's invited to this thing.
Anybody can do anybody's invited. What we're wanting is everybody to come and learn and see and check out the spectacle and all the different subcultures that are going to be put together. There'll be something for everybody to have, all of the vendors, all the sponsors. There's something for everybody from every age group.
So is this going to be an annual event then?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that people understand that they need to attend. They need to share this on Twitter, Facebook, social, at the gym. This is going to be the event of the year in terms of the health and fitness industry in Houston. So I'm really excited about it, and anything that we can do to get the word out. The June 4th And it's an all-day event, correct?
Correct.
And what time do the doors open?
Doors open at 8 a.m.
Doors open at 8 a.m. And how long is it? They're going to go late into the night with the bodybuilding competition?
Sure. Yes, we'll be there probably till about 10 o'clock at night.
Until they kick us out.
So bring your pillow. You might need to take a nap on the side here. So, this is fantastic. So I thank each and every one of you for your contribution in this. And I know that there are going to be people knocking on the door saying, how can I help? You know, are you accepting volunteers?
Yes, we are. From all areas, from Austin, from Houston, anywhere where we can get volunteers, we do. You know, we have a contest hotel. We'll be doing some different events at the contest hotel as well.
Okay.
So yes, we definitely get the word out there so that we can get volunteers and just people to come in and watch the show.
So attendees, participants, volunteers, and just people to give us a big shout out and share this information across any social media that you're comfortable with. And just, you know, if you have access to a couple of gyms or you're doing something along in your community, in your neighborhood, you know, share that with people in the gym and you know, answer the questions. And if they need more information, where's the best place that they need to go?
Cheryl?
They got lots of options there, but they can reach out to us via the website. They can contact me on my cell phone, which is on all the promotional stuff, 512-673-9897. They can email bodsbybiggie@gmail.com. I know Ernesto, Adrian are talking to people, taking calls, so cattail in the way. There's many different routes.
I can't stress enough how beneficial this is to a community like Houston. Houston has the opportunity, and we have a couple of other shows that are going on. Archie had a show earlier, and you know, we talked to an individual that, you know, used to live in his car, and he was, you know, he's moving on to make Houston the most positive city in America. So there's a huge push to being healthy and positive, and, you know, looking out at the brighter things in life. And so we live in an amazing time right now where we can actually, on this platform, we can actually have this conversation and share it across all our social medias and announce this to people that may not be aware that this is even going on. So our goal is to get this to as many people as possible: radio, television, broadcast. We're talking to ESPN, we're talking to radio stations. So if you have any kind of curiosity, make sure that you reach out to this organization and find out more about this show. Big E's Fit Games and Body Expo show is on every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So and the replays are going to be on Future Media Association. We'll share that out again on social, and you can subscribe to the show. You can join us for updates, and we're going to have a few more people on in the future weeks to come, right?
Yes. We've got a schedule for the next few weeks set up already.
Fantastic. So stay tuned, and we're going to be announcing some of the changes, activities, and the opportunities that you have to get involved in this show. So thank you so much for being here today, and until Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Les.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Thanks, everyone.